What I'm about to tell you is going to completely change how you think about fruit and high blood pressure. And when I reveal the number one fruit that you should never touch if you're on blood pressure medication, you're going to understand why this single piece of fruit sends more seniors to emergency rooms every year than almost any other food-drug interaction. I'm Dr. Sandra Whitmore, and I need to tell you something that might save your life today. That fruit you're eating for breakfast, the one you think is healthy, the one your neighbor swears by, there's a real possibility it's sabotaging your blood pressure control right now, making your medications work too well or not work at all, creating dangerous spikes or life-threatening drops. And here's what terrifies me most. Right now somewhere, a senior is eating what they think is a heart-healthy fruit bowl, and their blood pressure is climbing to stroke levels. And simultaneously, somewhere else, another senior just had a slice of fruit with their medication, and their blood pressure is plummeting so low they're about to pass out and fracture their hip. I've been a cardiologist for 23 years, and I've seen both scenarios destroy lives. But here's what almost no one talks about. Not all fruit is created equal. Some fruits are medicine. They lower blood pressure naturally, protect your arteries, and reduce your stroke risk. Other fruits are poison if you have hypertension. They spike your blood sugar, interfere with your medications, and can literally kill you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 4 fruits to avoid and which 4 fruits you must eat. But more importantly, you'll understand the mechanisms behind why these fruits are so dangerous or so beneficial. Before I reveal these fruits, you need to understand something about blood pressure and nutrition that changes everything, something your doctor probably never explained. Stay with me because what happens in the next 8 minutes will transform your relationship with fruit forever. Let me start with the dangerous fruits first, because if you're eating any of these 4, you need to stop immediately. Let me tell you about Martha because her story is going to reveal dangerous fruit number 4, and it's going to shock you how something so supposedly healthy nearly killed her. Dangerous fruit. Number 4, canned fruit in heavy syrup. Martha was 71, a retired nurse who thought she knew everything about healthy eating. She ate fruit every single day, canned peaches for breakfast, canned pears with lunch, canned fruit cocktail for dessert. She thought she was doing everything right. Fruit is healthy, right? The government says eat more fruit. Every nutrition guide recommends it. Her blood pressure was well controlled on 2 medications, 128/80. Perfect. Then, over 6 months, something changed. Her readings started climbing, 145/88, then 152/92, then 158/95. Her doctor was baffled. She was taking her medications. She wasn't eating salty foods. What was happening? When she came to see me, I asked her to describe exactly what she ate every day. That's when I heard about the canned fruit. 3 servings a day, every single day. I looked at her shocked. Martha, do you know how much sugar is in canned fruit in heavy syrup? She didn't. So I told her. A single cup of canned peaches in heavy syrup contains 40 grams of added sugar. That's 10 teaspoons, more sugar than a can of soda. Here's what was happening, and this is critical for understanding why this fruit is so dangerous. When you consume massive amounts of sugar, your body releases insulin to handle it. Chronic high insulin levels cause your kidneys to retain sodium. Sodium retention increases blood volume. Increased blood volume raises blood pressure. But it gets worse. High sugar intake also triggers inflammation in your blood vessels. It makes your arteries less flexible, less able to dilate properly. This increases resistance to blood flow. Higher resistance means higher blood pressure. Martha's blood pressure wasn't rising because her medication stopped working. It was rising because she was eating the equivalent of 3 cans of soda worth of sugar every day, packaged as healthy fruit. We eliminated the canned fruit in heavy syrup, switched her to fresh fruit. Within 4 weeks, her blood pressure dropped back to 130/82. No medication change, just eliminating the sugar bomb she thought was healthy. The rule is absolute. If you have high blood pressure, never eat canned fruit in heavy syrup. The sugar content is catastrophic for blood pressure control. If you must eat canned fruit, choose varieties packed in water or natural juice with no added sugar. But canned fruit in syrup is obvious once you think about it. Dangerous fruit number 3 is one that surprises everyone. Let me tell you about Robert because his story reveals why this fruit put him in the hospital. Dangerous fruit. Number 3. Dried fruit in large quantities. Robert was 68, diabetic, hypertensive, following his diet perfectly. Or so he thought. He'd given up candy, gave up desserts, gave up soda. When he wanted something sweet, he ate dried fruit. Raisins, dried apricots, dried cranberries. He'd eat handfuls throughout the day, a quarter cup here, a half cup there. He thought he was being healthy. Natural sugars, no processed junk, just fruit. His blood sugar started climbing. His blood pressure followed. 135/82 went to 148/90, then 156/94. His doctor increased his diabetes medication, then his blood pressure medication. Nothing helped. When I saw his food log, I immediately spotted the problem. He was eating 2 to 3 cups of dried fruit every single day. Here's what most people don't understand about dried fruit. When you remove the water, you concentrate everything: the sugar, the calories, the glycemic impact. 1 cup of grapes becomes 1/4 cup of raisins. But people don't eat a quarter cup, they eat a cup. Because it doesn't feel like much. A cup of raisins contains 120 grams of sugar. That's 30 teaspoons. That's 4 cans of Coke worth of sugar. Your body doesn't care that it came from fruit. Sugar is sugar. And massive sugar loads cause massive insulin spikes, which cause sodium retention, which raises blood pressure. But there's another problem with dried fruit that nobody talks about. Many commercial dried fruits are treated with sulfur dioxide to preserve color and prevent spoilage. Some people are sensitive to sulfites. They can cause blood vessel constriction, which raises blood pressure. We limited Robert to 2 tablespoons of dried fruit per day, not cups, tablespoons, and only as a garnish on oatmeal or yogurt, never as a snack by itself. Within 3 weeks, his blood sugar stabilized. His blood pressure dropped to 135/84. The rule: dried fruit concentrates sugar to dangerous levels. If you have high blood pressure, eat it sparingly. Think of it as candy, not as health food. A small amount is fine. Handfuls throughout the day will sabotage your blood pressure control. But dried fruit doesn't interact with medications. Dangerous fruit number 2 does. And this interaction can be lethal. Let me tell you about Helen, because her story is going to reveal why this fruit is banned for people on certain blood pressure medications. Dangerous fruit. Number 2. Pomelo and grapefruit hybrids. Helen was 73, on amlodipine for blood pressure, atorvastatin for cholesterol. Her numbers were well controlled. Then she discovered pomelos at her local Asian market. These massive citrus fruits, sweet and refreshing. She started eating one every morning with breakfast. Within 2 weeks, she started feeling strange, dizzy, weak. Her heart was racing. She checked her blood pressure, 88/55, dangerously low. She called 911. In the emergency room, we discovered the problem immediately. Pomelo, like grapefruit, contains compounds called furanocoumarins. These compounds inhibit an enzyme in your intestines called CYP3A4. This enzyme normally breaks down many medications before they enter your bloodstream. When you block CYP3A4, medications get absorbed at much higher levels than intended. Helen's amlodipine, which should have been partially broken down, was entering her bloodstream at full strength. She was essentially overdosing on her own prescribed medication. Calcium channel blockers like amlodipine, felodipine, nifedipine, they all interact with grapefruit and pomelo. The interaction can increase blood levels by 200, 300, even 400%. This causes profound hypotension, dangerously low blood pressure. But it's not just calcium channel blockers. Some statins interact, some anti-anxiety medications, some immunosuppressants. The list is extensive. And here's the terrifying part. The interaction lasts. 1 glass of grapefruit juice can affect drug metabolism for up to 24 hours. Eating a whole grapefruit or pomelo can affect it for 72 hours. 3 days. Helen recovered, but she was lucky. Some people who experience this interaction have strokes from the sudden blood pressure drop. Some have fatal arrhythmias. The rule is absolute. If you're on any blood pressure medication, ask your doctor and pharmacist if grapefruit interacts with it. If it does, you must completely avoid grapefruit, pomelo, and any hybrid citrus fruits like sweeties or mellow gold. No grapefruit juice, no grapefruit segments, not even grapefruit marmalade. Complete avoidance. But grapefruit interaction is well known. Dangerous fruit number 1 is something almost nobody knows about. and it's putting thousands of seniors at risk every single day. Let me tell you about William, because his story reveals why this fruit is the most dangerous of all for people with kidney disease and high blood pressure. Dangerous fruit. Number 1. Excessive banana consumption. While on certain medications. I know what you're thinking. Bananas? But Dr. Whitmore, bananas are supposed to be good for blood pressure. They're full of potassium. And you're right. For most people, bananas are excellent. But for people on certain blood pressure medications, excessive banana consumption can be fatal. William was 79 with hypertension and early kidney disease. He was on lisinopril, an AC inhibitor. His doctor told him to eat potassium-rich foods. Good advice for most people. So William started eating bananas. 2 for breakfast, 1 for a snack, 1 before bed, 4 bananas a day. Plus he was taking a potassium supplement because he'd read it was good for blood pressure. After 3 weeks, he started feeling strange, weak, nauseous. His heart rhythm felt off. He came to the emergency room. We ran blood work. His potassium level was 7.2. Normal is 3.5 to 5.0. Anything above 6.0 is life-threatening. Above 7.0, you're at immediate risk of cardiac arrest. Here's what happened. ACE inhibitors like lisinopril work by blocking a system that regulates potassium. They cause your body to retain potassium. For most people, this isn't a problem. But when you combine an ACE inhibitor with aggressive potassium intake from bananas, supplements, and other sources, potassium can accumulate to dangerous levels. Add kidney disease into the mix, which impairs potassium excretion, and you have a recipe for hyperkalemia, dangerously high potassium. High potassium doesn't just make you feel sick. It causes fatal heart arrhythmias. Your heart can stop beating properly. Without warning, without symptoms. You can drop dead. William required emergency treatment to lower his potassium. Insulin and glucose to drive potassium into cells. Kayexalate to bind potassium in the gut. We had to temporarily stop his ACE inhibitor. The rule: if you're on ACE inhibitors like lisinopril, enalapril, or ramipril, or on ARBs like losartan or valsartan, or on spironolactone, do not consume excessive amounts of high potassium foods like bananas without medical supervision. 1 banana a day is generally safe. 4 bananas a day plus supplements can kill you. Before I show you the 4 fruits you must eat, I need to ask you something. If this information is valuable, if you're realizing you've been making dangerous mistakes with fruit choices, I need you to subscribe to this channel. My mission is to give you information that can prevent medical emergencies. And share this video with anyone you know who has high blood pressure. This information could save their life. Now let me show you the 4 fruits you must eat. These are the fruits that lower blood pressure naturally, protect your arteries, and reduce your stroke risk. Let me start with number 4. Beneficial fruit. Number 4. Oranges and tangerines. Let me tell you about Dorothy, because her story shows the power of citrus fruit done right. Dorothy was 70 with high blood pressure, not on medication yet, trying to control it with lifestyle changes. She started eating 1 orange every morning, just 1. Within 8 weeks, her blood pressure dropped from 148/92 to 135/84. No medications, just 1 orange a day plus other dietary changes. Here's why oranges work. They're loaded with vitamin C, which improves endothelial function. Your endothelium is the inner lining of your blood vessels. When it works properly, it produces nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and lowers blood pressure. Oranges also contain hesperidin, a flavonoid that reduces blood pressure through multiple mechanisms. It improves blood vessel flexibility. It has mild diuretic effects. It reduces inflammation. And oranges provide potassium without the excessive amounts that can be dangerous. 1 medium orange has about 240 milligrams of potassium, enough to help, not enough to harm. The key is eating whole oranges, not orange juice. When you juice an orange, you remove the fiber. The fiber slows sugar absorption and provides additional cardiovascular benefits. Orange juice is mostly sugar water. Whole oranges are cardiovascular medicine. Dorothy ate 1 orange every day for 2 years. Her blood pressure stayed controlled. Eventually, she did need medication, but 1 drug at a low dose instead of 3 drugs at high doses. Eat 1 orange or 2 tangerines daily. Whole fruit, not juice. Your blood vessels will thank you, but oranges are just the beginning. Beneficial fruit number 3 is even more powerful. Let me tell you about James, because his story reveals why this fruit is one of the most potent blood pressure-lowering foods on Earth. Beneficial fruit. Number 3. Berries, especially blueberries and strawberries. James was 72 with stage 1 hypertension, 142/88. His doctor wanted to start medication. James wanted to try diet first. "Give me 3 months," he said. He started eating 1 cup of mixed berries every single day. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. Fresh when he could get them, frozen when he couldn't. After 12 weeks, his blood pressure was 128/80. No medications. Just berries plus other dietary changes, including reducing sodium and increasing exercise. Here's why berries work so remarkably well. They contain anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that give berries their deep color. Anthocyanins increase nitric oxide production in your blood vessels. More nitric oxide means more vasodilation, which means lower blood pressure. But berries do something else that's even more important. They reduce arterial stiffness. As we age, our arteries become stiff and inflexible. Stiff arteries mean higher blood pressure. Studies have shown that regular berry consumption actually makes your arteries more elastic, more youthful. Berries also reduce inflammation throughout your cardiovascular system. They lower oxidative stress. They improve endothelial function. They reduce platelet aggregation, making blood clots less likely. One study showed that people who ate 1 cup of blueberries daily for 8 weeks reduced their systolic blood pressure by an average of 5 to 6 points. That might not sound like much, but that's the equivalent of a low-dose blood pressure medication. James continued eating berries every day. 5 years later, at age 77, his blood pressure is still controlled without medication. He's convinced the berries are why. Eat 1 cup of mixed berries daily. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. Fresh or frozen, both work. Add them to yogurt, oatmeal, or eat them plain. Your arteries will become more flexible, more functional, more youthful. But berries aren't the most powerful blood pressure-lowering fruit. Beneficial fruit number 2 is even more potent. And the research on this fruit is absolutely stunning. Beneficial fruit number 2, pomegranate. Let me tell you about Patricia, because her story shows just how powerful this fruit can be. Patricia was 68 with resistant hypertension. She was on 3 blood pressure medications at maximum doses. Her pressure was still 152/94. Her cardiologist was about to add a 4th medication. I suggested she try adding pomegranate juice to her regimen. Not from concentrate, not with added sugar, pure pomegranate juice, 4 ounces a day. Within 6 weeks, her blood pressure dropped to 138/86. Within 3 months, 132/82. We were able to reduce one of her medications. Pomegranate is one of the most studied fruits for cardiovascular health. The research is overwhelming. It lowers blood pressure. It reduces arterial plaque. It improves cholesterol profiles. It reduces inflammation. Here's how it works. Pomegranate is loaded with polyphenols, particularly punicolagens and anthocyanins. These compounds have multiple cardiovascular effects. They inhibit ACE, the same enzyme that ACE inhibitor medications block. They increase nitric oxide. They reduce oxidative stress in arterial walls. One study showed that drinking pomegranate juice daily for 1 year reduced systolic blood pressure by 12% and reduced arterial plaque thickness by 35%. 35% reduction in plaque. That's better than some medications. Another study showed pomegranate juice reduced ACE activity by 36%. It was working like a natural ACE inhibitor. But here's the caution. Pomegranate juice is powerful. If you're already on blood pressure medication, it can lower your pressure too much. You must monitor your blood pressure closely and work with your doctor to adjust medications as needed. Patricia drinks 4 ounces of pure pomegranate juice every morning. Her blood pressure has been stable for 3 years. She's on 2 medications instead of 4. She feels better than she has in a decade. Drink 4 to 8 ounces of pure pomegranate juice daily. Not pomegranate cocktail, not pomegranate blend. Pure juice, or eat the arils from half a pomegranate. Monitor your blood pressure closely. Work with your doctor to adjust medications as your pressure improves. But even pomegranate isn't the most important fruit for blood pressure. Beneficial fruit number 1 is something almost everyone can access, something inexpensive and readily available. And the research on this fruit for blood pressure control is absolutely definitive. Beneficial fruit. Number 1. Kiwi fruit. Let me tell you about Samuel because his story brings everything together. Samuel was 75 with moderate hypertension, 145/90. He was on one medication, but his doctor wanted to add a second. I told Samuel about a study from Norway that tested kiwi fruit for blood pressure. The results were remarkable. People who ate 3 kiwis a day for 8 weeks reduced their blood pressure significantly more than people who ate 1 apple a day. Samuel was skeptical. Kiwis? Really? But he tried it. 3 kiwis every morning with breakfast. After 8 weeks, his blood pressure was 132/84. After 6 months, 128/80. No second medication needed. His first medication was actually reduced to a lower dose. Here's why kiwi is so powerful. It contains a unique combination of nutrients that work synergistically for blood pressure control. High levels of vitamin C, significant potassium, lutein, a carotenoid with cardiovascular benefits, and bioactive compounds that improve endothelial function. The Norwegian study showed that 3 kiwis a day reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 3.6 points more than an apple. That might not sound dramatic, but that's significant. A 3 to 4 point reduction in blood pressure reduces stroke risk by 10 to 15%. Kiwis also improve lipid profiles, reduce platelet aggregation, and reduce arterial stiffness. They're essentially cardiovascular medicine in fruit form. And unlike pomegranate juice, kiwis don't have drug interaction concerns. Unlike bananas in excess, they don't contain dangerous amounts of potassium. They're safe, effective, and affordable. Samuel eats 3 kiwis every morning. He's now 78. His blood pressure has been stable for 3 years. He's convinced kiwis are part of why he avoided a second medication. Eat 2 to 3 kiwis daily. Green or gold, both work. Eat them with the skin. If you can tolerate it, the skin contains additional fiber and nutrients. Or peel them if you prefer. Add them to smoothies, yogurt, or eat them plain with a spoon. Now you know all 8 fruits, the 4 to avoid and the 4 to embrace. Avoid canned fruit in heavy syrup because of catastrophic sugar content. Avoid excessive dried fruit because it concentrates sugar to dangerous levels. Avoid pomelo and grapefruit if you're on interacting medications because they can cause fatal drug overdoses. Avoid excessive bananas if you're on ACE inhibitors or have kidney disease because hyperkalemia can stop your heart. Eat oranges for vitamin C, hesperidin, and improved endothelial function. Eat berries for anthocyanins, reduced arterial stiffness, and decreased inflammation. Eat pomegranate for natural ACE inhibition and plaque reduction. Eat kiwi for the most comprehensive blood pressure lowering effect of any commonly available fruit. Your fruit choices matter. They can raise your blood pressure or lower it. They can interfere with your medications or enhance their effects. They can increase your stroke risk or reduce it. Choose wisely. Avoid the dangerous 4. Embrace the beneficial 4. Monitor your blood pressure closely. Work with your doctor to adjust medications as your pressure improves. Your cardiovascular health depends on these choices. Make them count. Share this video with anyone you know with high blood pressure. Subscribe to this channel for more information that can prevent medical emergencies and optimize your health. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.